was to go over Becky's deal. It's always the funnest thing. I know we talked about this deal a little bit in previous coaching sessions, but case study night, whenever it's someone completing their first deal, their first successful flip, is always like one of the funnest times. So Becky.
Yay.
So you're on the brink of closing your first flip, right?
Well, no, this will be my fourth flip, but first one with you.
Yeah, first like with this, I guess with our program. So how long? So tell a little bit about your previous experience. Like how long since you've done your last?
It's been a while because my husband passed away right in the middle of it, and so I just kind of pulled back and I just sat back. So I'd say it's been a year and a half.
Okay.
So I had to do a lot of, I moved and I bought a new place, and anyway, so I put all that on the back burner.
Okay.
And then when I signed up with you, I decided to start up again.
That's not too terribly long. I was thinking it had been longer, but you're back in the game. Life deals some terrible blows, but you're back in the game, which is the most important thing. So talk about this deal again. Bring us up to date on. Let's start with just how did you find this one?
Well, okay, this was a foreclosure on the MLS, and it looked like it was going to be a good deal. Went and looked at it. My realtor let me in. The asking was 59, and so I went in at a little over asking at about 63.
Mm-hmm.
But after I got the bid, I counter offered back down to 59, and I got that. They gave that to me, so I got it at 59. Then I got my financing through you, and I asked for 59 for the house and 40 renovations, and I got that through your company.
Yeah, the loan, not the repairs. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And projected ARV, you had this one. High side was 149, right?
Well, 140. Maybe it was 149. Yeah, but that was the high side.
And then what was the final accepted price?
140.
No, I'm sorry. Purchase price.
Oh, 59.
59 even. Okay. Repairs were 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think that's what you were projected at.
Yes.
That's where the projection was at, which is pretty much a smoking deal looking here. 66% LTV, putting $40,000 in repairs, but still coming out with close to a $40,000 profit. That's what we like to see. Price point is great. Everything looked good. I remember talking about the 149 was going to be a stretch, but you never know.
Yeah.
So let's look at the rehab and the before pictures and talk about what were the biggest that was kind of like progress pictures, but what are some of the biggest things that you learned from doing this deal?
You mean from the construction side of it, or just
anything, like new lessons, things that you learned, or things that you knew from the past that you kind of got to relive and re-experience again? Like, what are your takeaways on this?
Well, I think the number one takeaway is it has reaffirmed, even with all the issues I had with it, which every house and every deal is going to have issues. It's reaffirmed that this is definitely what I want to do and what I will do. because I mean, I just love it. I just can't get enough of it. It has also reaffirmed the fact that it's the construction part of it that I like. And I don't like all the marketing, and which is I know I need to get better at. But being at the house and working at the house and checking in and talking to my contractors and all of that's the part I like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also know that it sure helps to have a team. My other 3 flips, I did not have hey, leave it on this picture. Who do you think this? Yeah, this is a company that has a dad and 4 sons. That's a company. Which one do you think is the dad, and who do you think the sons are? Dad's just sitting there monitoring.
Well, I'm assuming this is the dad.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. He doesn't do much work. Yeah. They were good, though.
You're gonna throw a monkey wrench and say this is the dad. This is the dad.
No, it's the one that's not doing the work. He's the one that's.
So you like to move the teams and orchestrate the contractors.
Yes. Well, I was going to say when I mean a team, I meant like you guys, my realtor, my contractor. On the other flips, I was just all by myself. I had to make decisions all by myself. You helped me with a couple of things before I even started renovations. You gave me some good ideas. For instance, to keep the floor, to enlarge one of the door openings, which both ideas worked out fantastic.
Is that one, I think? Yeah.
Yeah. See right there. Yeah, that door. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a little door over to the left. Over to the left. Mm-hmm. And then a few times I got stuck. My realtor was even stuck, and we contacted you, and you helped us. For instance, when none of my buyers would qualify, you gave me some advice to go look at owner financing with John West. So it's been invaluable to have somebody to go to, because before I just had to wing it by myself.
Well, I like that you like to be the orchestrator. And I like that. I like that you're. Sorry, I don't know why my phone's doing that. I also like that that you're not afraid of the rehab. So many people are scared of the rehab and managing contractors and managing construction, and even though you don't really have to get your fingers dirty, but just to kind of get your fingers dirty, so to speak, with the management side of things. And that's why so many people end up just staying wholesalers or whatever, or just not getting into some of the nitty gritty rehabs. And this was a moderate rehab. It wasn't just paint and carpet, but
no. That kitchen was completely, I mean, the floor was even torn out of it. It was nothing there.
Yeah, the floor was kind of jacked up. So you did foundation. Mm-hmm. I know you kept your roof. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did you did a lot of the major stuff.
Yeah, it didn't even had window units, and we put in all new HVAC, insulation, new water heater. The kitchen is all brand new. Yeah. It was somewhat, but talking about how a lot of people don't like the construction part of it. I mean, you got to think of how many details there are. And fortunately, I was raised in construction, and a lot of that's just second nature. But there's a lot involved in doing a house like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've boiled it down to. Your typical rehab has about 150 to almost 200, sometimes more things to do. In terms of, starting with, making sure the insurance is placed, getting utilities turned on, we install a new air filter at every job start. We got to set budgets, and then you get into all the actual work.
Yeah. Well, for instance, what you're showing right there, that was something I didn't know that needed to be done. So that was something I had to learn, that you have to build that pipe up like that now.
Well, you learn something new on just about every single rehab. Yeah. I mean, I'm learning something new now on one that we're doing out in a rural area where we're having to get a culvert installed. So we're dealing with the city and getting this new roadway to the house, which has just been, I'm not gonna say it's been a nightmare, but it's taken 6 weeks to get to where finally this week, as I'm going out of town, they're finally gonna start working on the culvert, getting that done so we can close. I'm in other instances, I probably would have lost my buyer, but I was fortunate where the buyers of this house, their house is for sale, and but they didn't have a contract on it, so they weren't chomping at the bit to move out. So lo and behold, they actually got a contract right about the same time that all this work is getting done. So it looks like we're going to have smooth sailing from here on out. But I learned something on that one. I'm dealing with a little house in Liberty with that should have closed already, and people's financing fell through, so we're going on round 2, but they're approved now. But the inspector's coming back, and they're not even the inspector, the lender, they're wanting these termite shield things installed in between the barriers, was what we were told, and we were getting ready to go back and actually lift the pier and beam house and slide these termite shields, which is a metal sheathing.
Yeah, I thought that was common. That's even on my little house.
Yeah, so, well, the way it was communicated to us was it had to be done. So we were like, okay, we don't have any other options here. So we got our pricing on that. I thought it was going to be like $3,000, honestly, except to lift the whole house and do all this stuff. It was going to be about $1,100-$1,200, but then you run the risk of sheetrock cracks and all that kind of stuff, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Like the foundation companies are backlogged, and with all this rain, it's not helping anything. So sometimes we just gotta sometimes you just have to ask, go with your gut. So I'm like, that doesn't even sound right what this lady has told me, and this was coming from the lender's rep. And so I just called her back, and I'm like, let me just ask you a question. And I called my pest control guy, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you can get those termite shields in there. But oh no, it was my foundation guy. He's like, we'll be glad to do it for you. Here's what the price is probably going to be. He's like, but honestly, I don't even like them. I don't think they work. They're going to rust out, all that kind of stuff. Why don't you just get the house treated by a termite guy? And I'm like, dude, I would if I could. So we just went back to her. I'm like, why aren't we able to do a termite treatment that will come with a warranty, and then we don't have to lift the house up and all this kind of stuff. So long story short, we ended up going back to the mortgage inspector, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. You can just do that. So you learn something new on every house. Like this, the weatherhead, like raising the meter through the roof. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know it too until I actually had to do it. So you really learn something new on every single house. That's a lot of tree trimming. So do you have final numbers on your rehab, like where, what you actually spent now? Because all the dust should have settled now, right, for all your contractors?
Yes. Oh yeah. Close to 45. Let me see. I've got it here somewhere. So my rehab costs were 39. And then
39 total?
Yeah, because the contractor was 32, and then I needed about close to 7,000 for appliances, insulation, the concrete drive, landscaping.
And so, but your final accepted contract, you said was 140,000?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you pay for finance again? 10%, 2
it was
points?
2 points, yeah.
And then what did you pay your agent?
It's going to be 3.
3 on both sides, right?
Well, no, it's going to be 4. She's going to take 1, and the other agent's getting 3.
Okay. So, and we're coming on, you closed late
Yeah, it's going to
December,
be 6
January?
months.
So, yeah, so timeline's a little off.
Mhm.
We'd like to get done a little bit sooner, but
Well, I tell you another thing, that's when my dad passed away, and I was out of town for almost a month. My contractors did a good job, but I just let they kept things going while I was gone. They were being very considerate. But when I got back, I just didn't get stuff cleaned up and listed and, done. I just kind of wasn't in the mood for it. But
yeah.
yes, you're right. It's 6 months is way too long.
Yeah. So is this what you're looking at, around 20, low 20s for profit?
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be more like 19.
It might be right.
Because I don't know what else I calculated.
Maybe a little bit higher
Yeah.
insurance, your utilities, it's the summertime, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
19, 20 grand though. And I guess we are going into 7 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So still though, I mean, how much money you have in this deal? What did you put down to buy this house?
What did I put down? $1,000.
$1,000 earnest money. You had to make payments, but not. You had 3 months with no payments, right?
Yeah, yes, right.
Okay.
That's what's coming up. That's the loan that we're getting ready to do. This one I didn't have that.
Okay, this one you didn't have that.
No.
Okay, but still, you got in this deal basically with $1,000, and then you had to make payments. You had to make interest only payments. So you basically turn, and $1,000 is not much. Zero cost of marketing, right?
Right.
Zero cost of marketing and making $20,000.
Yeah. And as a teacher, I made $54 a year. Lots of hard work.
Yeah, for the whole year.
Yes.
Maybe you enjoyed some parts of it, but it sounds like you
It was very stressful.
So, and then here's
I'll tell you what, I couldn't have gone down and spent a month with my ailing father. So, it's definitely what I want to do.
Here's the afters. So like, what do you have to, like, what do you want to say? Because we're recording this, so other people are going to be watching it. So what do you say to people who are in your shoes, that are in terms of, well, you had a couple of deals under your belt, but, just getting started, wanting to pursue their dreams, to do their first flip, or maybe to get started again, like what do you have to say to them?
Well, it really helps to have a team behind you, people and trust. And when I first started, I didn't have that. I just started just all by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. And secondly, it helps to get creative. For instance, I had that giant pile of brush in the front yard, and the city came by and told us that it was too much. They weren't going to pick it up.
Yeah.
But got creative and found out that if I throw a little bit of trash in it, get some of the trash out of the house and throw in there, they will come pick it up. So, you have to just be bold. I mean, I just would go out there and just ask people stuff like, hey, you come over here. What can I do to get this trash picked up? And so, yeah, you have to get creative. You have to get bold. And, just don't be embarrassed about asking questions and throwing stuff out there. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. And so you got the next deal. It's closing in a week or two, I think, right?
Next week.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
That one's not going to require any demolition at all.
It's already demoed.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even need it. It's in good shape.
What about, do you have other deals in the pipeline?
Well, I just saw some things today I'd like to look at. I'm constantly looking, but no, nothing in the pipeline. No.
Yeah. Well, awesome. David, Nicole, do y'all have any questions for Becky about her deal?
I just remember from our previous thing that the pricing on that driveway was pretty cheap compared to what you were thinking. So that's a good thing too, to remember who those people were.
Yeah.
Becky got some phenomenal pricing on this
deal. Yeah, that's another thing. When I said be bold, I would use that to my advantage whenever I could. The fact that people were probably surprised I was a woman and I was an older woman, and I would use every advantage I could.
Becky,
and you ended up leaving.
Yeah, hi Nicole.
Hey, I just have a question. I mean, on your rehab budget, how accurate do you think you did on estimating the repairs versus what it actually came out at?
Well, I went and got 2 bids, and one came in at around 33 and the other came in at 42. And of course I wanted, I had worked with the higher one earlier and I was just not that pleased. I was just going to keep a closer eye on him, but I had several interviews with the company that came in at 32, and I talked with them at length and made sure they understood exactly what I wanted, so that they wouldn't go in and say, well, you didn't specify that, but they were right up. Actually, they came in about $800 under budget.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I used
all the materials, or did you choose them yourself?
I did. I chose them. I mean, no, they chose the materials. They would run it by me. He would maybe send up, say, what do you think about these lights? And I'm not that picky. And at this price point, 140.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too important. The materials, they need to look clean and safe, and but you don't have to worry about any high quality materials.
Yeah, true that. Good. Well, great job.
Yeah, I'm using them again on my next one.
Yeah, when it comes to paint stuff like that, we try to use as many of the same materials as we can. So let me so some of these things, like, we try to use the same stuff over and over again. Like we built this spreadsheet in terms of, for the fans. So just to make it easier for them, hey, we're going to need, one of these, 2 of those. So we try to use the same things on every project for the most part. Sometimes we'll do a little fancier lights, but you can use something like this, build something like this whenever you're like, man, I really like that Ashurst 2 light, a vanity light for $24. Then you just keep using it, over and over. So we've got some nicer options, but most of the deals that we do, which, $150,000, $175,000 ARV, we just use, the little cheapies for the most part. So you can use something start compiling some things like this, so you can just use that same stuff over and over again.
I do tend to do that. Like the paint I've used in my last 4 houses. The tile, I just used the 49 cents a square foot tile, and I thought it looked fine. I wouldn't do
49
that.
49 cents?
49 cents.
I don't even know the many anymore. Yeah.
But yeah, now I wouldn't do that on a higher price point home, but
yeah,
it was fine.
Well, that's the beauty. So this deal is the beauty of this kind of investing, right? I mean, who cares if you go a couple extra days on the market or a couple extra months on the market? It's not too painful to write those mortgage checks every month if you're paying a mortgage. Your taxes, all that kind of stuff aren't too bad. Your buyers are not nearly as picky. Obviously you could have rented this out or done owner financing. It's things like this. So you didn't even really address this fencing here, right?
I mean, I went over there and straightened it to the best of my ability, and I contacted the city about getting him to clean up that property. I contacted the city about digging out that ditch, and I did a few things like that.
Yep.
But no, I didn't.
I even let you got the flag out there. That's a nice touch.
I do that on all my homes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, congrats, Becky. I mean, I'm proud of you. You came in, took action. Now moving on to number 2.
Yeah.
Now what? So what do you want to improve on?
I want to improve on the speed. I want this one to go much faster on the reno.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just little things like I want a better painter this time. I had to go back and fix a lot of the painting personally on the last one. So I'm going to require that the painter do better. But as far as the reno, my contractor just does a real good job. He just stays right on top of all that all the time. But yes, I want it to go faster. I don't want to just hang on to it for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So rehab, it always comes down to budget, and you did an incredible job on your budget. You pretty much hit the nail on the head. So that's great. So budget, time, and quality. So always improving time. Then there's the money side. So I know you're borrowing from us, but always, I always encourage all of our students to go find more money, go find cheaper money, because it's out there. It's out there. And so we're recording this too. So share this with potential lenders. As much as content as you get out there, save this little link, and show this to potential lenders. Say, hey, watch this. This is what we do.
Yeah. Okay.
This is business. This is a little bit, who I am. This is who I learned, some of the things I'm doing from, and you can share this with them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like before. So we do a before and after video. We do before and after videos of every single,
yeah. What app do you use for that?
I use a VA.
Oh, that's true.
But it's super simple. I don't really even like our videos. I should make them do a better job, but it's one of those things where I don't worry about it. They use, I don't know what they use. It's like Microsoft or Apple Movie Maker or something like that. It's just a real simple drop in the before picture, put in the after picture, before picture, after picture. We've been using the same format for years to do this. So just so it's out there for our customers, for lenders to see, get a good feel of what it is that we do. So start doing this. Put it on your website is another thing you can do and I know it's just starting with one, but that's how it all starts. Every project, like this is our property that's up in Liberty right now. So when it's done, we take those before and after pictures, and they do their thing. But it's the actual software is super easy to do, and I'm pretty sure it's free.
I'll do that. I'm going to.